Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as ScreenSpeak, and in today's video, this is my Gladiator 2 Gladiator DOS spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so a little bit of a backstory, not backstory, but like forward here, precursor, I guess, a little information. So, my knowledge, my previous side to the Gladiator films, or movie, like the first one, I watched it like a couple weeks ago, not that long. So, this film just came out, or is coming out the 27th. That's wrong. 22nd, the same day as Wicked. So it's coming up. It's this weekend. This day. Today is the day it comes out. And I watched it early on free access. And I watched it by myself at my dorm. And I was like, okay, like I just wanted to watch it. Like I was going to watch it anyways when it was coming out. I thought it was coming out later. I keep getting mixed up this month, actually, because I keep thinking it's Wicked, then Gladiator, then Moana. I thought Moana, there were two. I thought it was Gladiator and Moana, and I was getting really mixed up. But that's Mufasa and something else. That's Mufasa and Sonic. There's a Disney and Sonic. I keep thinking that there's two things with Moana, or another thing with Moana, but that's apparently nothing. Anywho, what I think about this movie, so let's kick things off with the score. The score worked for me. Now, I know many people want to know, was it better than the first one? I'll get to that in a second. So the score was done by Harry Gregson, that's an odd name, Gregson Williams. Like, not Gregarison, Gregory would be better. Harry Gregson Williams. And to be honest, the score popped mostly in the action, which I'm going to talk about next. I'm going to talk about the action. Nice segue going into the next topic here. But the score popped there, but I feel like in the first movie, like, as I was watching reminiscing about the first movie here, thinking about it, it's not like Star Wars, where they have, like, the Force theme, like, do, where they have, like, somber. They have somber motifs, but it's not to, like, grab your attention. I don't know. That's just me. And I was just watching it for the story. So it's a little bit of a different tone there, but the score works for me. I like it a lot. Moving into the action side of things, that's kind of what I want to talk about specifically, like how it holds up, which I'll get to answering the question later. But the action is really well done, but I feel like that I'm just going to kind of get this out of the way, that I'm going to tell my best friend to not watch this movie, because it's not that the action is not good, but for some odd reason, and also, like, this is, to answer the question, does it hold up? No. That kind of just spoils the question already. But this feels like Ridley Scott's magnum opus. If you remember, last year he did a movie called Napoleon, and he hasn't had, like, a big hit movie in, like, years. People have been burned on the Alien movies, which the new Alien's great, not done by Ridley Scott, done by Fede Alvarez. And this movie feels like his magnum opus of what he wanted to get back into, in particular to probably end with. I like that. And the movie in itself works, but if you're expecting like a complete direct continuation, or better yet, an exact replica, like sequel, it's not that. I would like concur, like I would think that Incredibles 2 is a perfect sequel to the first one. Many people don't like it, but it's a great, like, Incredibles 2 is done way better than Gladiator 2 does for the first one. And that's just my opinion. You might feel differently about that. You might not like that logical opinion. But that's just what I think. So anyway, the action works for me. Here's the parallels that I put to as I was watching it is, so Dune 2, or the action's great. It holds up in that arena, no pun intended, because they're fighting in an arena. But as I was watching it, it felt like, Joseph Quinn, one of the actors. I love the characters and the actors I want to get to there. Pedro Pascal, Paul Mescal are both great in their roles, and you got Joseph Quinn. Denzel Washington is fabulous in this, and I heard that he's going to join Black Panther 3. I have issues that they're making a Black Panther 3. That's just me in particular. But all the cast is phenomenal. And then, like I said, the action's phenomenal. Like, when they're in this arena, it felt like the battle arena from Dune 2, and I was thinking, like, okay, this feels trying to, like... Dune 2 does a way better job of this fighting and the story scope, because this feels like Ridley Scott's magnum opus, but not a build... Like, we weren't expecting this, right? It's not like, oh, well, there's this collection of books for Dune, and, well, that old Dune movie was really bad, so let's try to redo it with a good director. And not that Ridley Scott's bad, and not that this movie's bad, but it doesn't feel like we're expecting a big all-out war. And there's great fighting in this, but I feel like from the first Gladiator, I almost said Dune, from the first Gladiator, when it starts out with that big epic shot, that big epic battle, you're ready for it. Like, you're not ready for it, and it's like, it almost feels like a Lord of the Rings battle, like a fantasy-esque, like medieval. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of that in Gladiator 2, medieval fighting and stuff, and the costumes look spectacular. That's another thing I do want to, like, briefly side note on my topic. But this could be nominated for costumes at the Oscars next year. It looked phenomenal. That's just me. But yeah, I'm like, I was watching it, loved it. Like, don't get me wrong, but I would not recommend this to people to waste their time. I shouldn't say waste their time. You might enjoy it. But if you're like a diehard fan of the first one, it might not ruin anything. I got so burned on the reviews for Joker 2 that I'm not like even bothered watching it on streaming or for free. Like, I browsed through it. I'm like, yeah, this looks stupid and dumb, just like I thought the trailers were, and I gave up. But I did want to see Gladiator 2, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not like they're fighting and then out of the blue they start singing a musical number, because that would have been atrocious. I would have killed myself. No, not really. I'm not doing that. But, Joker 2 didn't make any sense. So, yeah, that's just my level of taste. So, like I said, I enjoyed it, but I would not tell people, hey, if you're looking for a great companion piece to the first one, it's not that. It's just, hey, good. Ridley Scott did a good job. Better than Narnia. Better than Napoleon. I didn't see Napoleon, but I watched the trailers. I thought it looked okay. And then John Campea came out of the theater and said, oh, yeah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. I'm like, oh, cool. At the time, I wasn't remembering who Ridley Scott was, and I was like, oh, yeah, he did these movies and these movies. I'm like, oh, that's a darn shame. So anyway, the story itself, like I said, there's great action. The characters are great. It kind of picks up... it has like the young, it says years witnessing the death of the revived hero Maximus, hands of his uncle Lucius, which Lucius is played by Paul Mescal, and General Acacius is Pedro Pascal, and the Emperor is Joseph Quinn. But yeah, they're forced into the Roman Colosseum, where they're conquered tyrannical emperors who now lead Rome. And they're fighting to take over, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. And the finale, to me, I don't know, it just... I wasn't expecting Pedro Pascal to die, first of all. Mandalorian went bye-bye. I was like, oh, Jesus. That was a pretty shocking scene to me. That when he gets shot with all the arrows, that was shocking. I just love all the fighting. Like I said, I would watch this film again. Like, I was comparing to Joker 2. This is a movie I'd watch again with a friend. Like, I would, to be honest with you, like, back home, like, this Christmas, if I had my friend over, I would watch it with him. If I get the chance. So, that's something I'll have to think about. I'll ask him if he's up for it. Because this is one, I liked it. Not as much as Dune 2. This is not my top 10. It's probably in my honorable mentions. So that's something to stick around for. I don't want to mess up that. Son of a nugget. So anyway, I like the story involved. Not as great as the first one. Not a lot to spoil by the means of my knowledge. Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian, my baby died. in this. So, you know, that's our one spoiler. But by the end, you know, that's it. I just, I enjoyed the ride of what was. The finale was particularly good. I wasn't, like, left high and dry. Like, let me be honest, the finale wasn't like the end of Ahsoka. It wasn't the end of Agatha where I was like, that was weird, that was stupid. I don't know where that's going. It felt conclusive. It felt like an end, and I don't see anything else coming in the future. So I feel like the ending was resolved and concluded. With that said, I'm just going to give my rating. Does it hold up to the original? To answer my question, like I've said thousands of times, no. Is it worth the watch? Yeah. It's entertaining. It's good. I like the casting. I like the casting in the original. I like the cast in this. It's like fine, but like I said, it's not Dune 2. Like if you're expecting like Dune 2 level quality, it's not that. But it's good action, so I recommend it if you like that. If you're thinking it's going to be superior to the original, it's not that either. But it's still good action. So try to take in my thoughts like as your own, and go in knowing that those presumptive thoughts. All right, so with that said, my rating is an 8 out of 10. I feel like that should suffice it. I don't want to go overboard, and I don't want to go under. I feel like an 8 out of 10 does suffice. So that's how I feel. You know, because like I could have I probably have 8 out of 10 movies on my top 10 of the year list. I don't recall what they were. But for this is sticking at an 8 out of 10. It'll definitely probably be on my honorable mentions at the end of the year, so stay tuned for that. Can't wait to make my top 10 movie list at the end of the year and talk about what my honorable mentions are. Don't forget to, if you did enjoy this review, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, stay up to date on what's coming out, like ranking videos, vlogs, which I haven't been doing many vlogs recently, but you know, out of the theater reviews that'll come out. I think I'm gonna possibly go see Red One here soon. I've got a review coming up for Wicked that's also coming out today, but that video will be coming out next week, so stay tuned for Wicked. I got a review, my ranking for David Leitch coming up next week, so stay tuned for this stuff in the future. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me. Let me know if you've seen Gladiator 2 yet, and if you plan on going to watch it, and tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Follow me over at Boba Fett Jedi Master. Links down below. Like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and watch the screen. Peace out, everyone. Bye.